you met Waylon Jennings at Mr. Ed's, and you were
Yes.
supposed to tell him something.
Yeah, Larry had worked, they were good friends, Larry Welber. And, you know, he was in Lubbock, and it's also where Waylon was. And I was up at Mr. Ed's, and I saw Waylon. It's before he had any big hits or had done anything. And he's strolling around there, and I said, "Hey, man, come here a second." He walked over there, and I introduced myself to him. He said, "Hey, pleased to meet you." I said, "A friend of yours told me," he said, "to let you know that he's still looking for a job and for you to just kiss his ass." You may have to edit that. I don't usually cuss, but that's what he told me. So when I told him that, he said, "Who was that hoss?" And I said, "Larry Welber." And he said, "Man," he said, "if that guy just say straight, I'd have hired him in a minute." This is Waylon telling me about his buddy staying straight. So I did tell Larry that I told him that. And he laughed, and he said Waylon called him, I think just before Waylon died. I think he went back to Arizona, I'm not sure where he was at, Scottsdale, I want to think. Larry said he called him. Larry now lives in Durant, Oklahoma. He called him and told him, said, "Man, we sure had a lot of fun." Said, I enjoyed all our picking and aggravating each other. And Larry thought that was great. He said, "I should have asked him to send," I just played about 3 months ago in Meade, Oklahoma with Larry Welber. We got back together. He said, "I wished I'd have asked Waylon for a piece of a souvenir or something," but he said, "You know how I am. I'm not going to ask for anything." But they were good friends. And Waylon, I didn't know him well at all, but they were good friends.
So when did you hook up with Boot Hill Express gang?
I met Larry Kirkland, I believe, in Defuniak Springs. We were down there for a steel guitar show, and Jimmy Powell's steel guitar show. And John Huey was on the show, and I got up. In fact, there's a video on the Boot Hill Express gang website of me singing 3 songs with Mr. Huey. And, you know, at a steel guitar show, a vocalist is kind of like well, I won't get into that, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I did the 3 songs and got off the stage, and if you'll listen to that last letter, at the very tail end, Mr. Huey, as I'm walking off, said, is that all you're going to do? And I told my wife, I said, "You know, I should have stayed up there all night," but I said, I got on off. But when I got off, this fellow was standing over in the corner, and he come over and introduced himself to me. He said, "I'm Larry Kirkland." I had heard of Larry from around Dothan, from all the stuff that he had done there in Dothan years ago, and all these friends that I was playing with had originally played with Larry, so they all knew him. And he said, "Man," he said, "me and you can do some business together." I thought, "Oh yeah, yeah." You know, well, it wasn't probably, I don't know if it's a month or 2, he had some stuff lined up. So we go up to Coleman, Alabama, and cut the songs that you now have on the Boot Hill Express Denny Myrick thing.
The Denny Myrick CD.
Right.
That is for sale on our website.
And we certainly appreciate you people buying it. Buy all you can. I need the money. Larry needs the money. Chris needs the money.
Definitely. And if there was one thing that you could tell an aspiring young person that's trying to come up and into the industry, some precautions and some truths that they need to hear, but also the love of music, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to become proficient on an instrument, practice, work at it. Also, if they're a vocalist, write your own original material. There's already the artists that are out there today, so you have to be original. And I think you become, or you will be listened to more if you have your own original material. From my viewpoint, I'd also say get you a good backup job, something that'll make you a living in case the music doesn't work. Sometimes music is a gift, and it's more of a hobby, and you've got to be able to make a living at something, or you starve half to death trying to get there. Now, I'm not saying that's not worth it. Maybe it is worth it. Some people won't do that. But I tell whoever is aspiring to be an artist, work, get out and pick, play, sing, every opportunity.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the interview that you did with me. And so now we're going to turn it over to Larry and let y'all do your interview together.
You gonna sick Larry on me?
Yeah, I'm gonna sick Larry on you.
You want me to move over, Larry?
Yeah, move over. You still running?
Yeah, I'm still running. Let me
Well,
get y'all together.
yeah. It was the Funiac Springs when I first heard Denny, and I couldn't understand why all the years that we had the old tailor-made opera going there in Dothan that Denny never came around. Powell and I were talking about that about 2 months ago. When I finally heard him, I knew that he was a singer, and I wanted to record him. And we played quite a few jobs since then and had a lot of fun, and gonna play a lot more if the good Lord willing. But one thing we want to be sure to do is one upcoming deal that's coming up is the day before Mother's Day, which will be May the 8th, I believe. Denny's bringing all the old gang up to Abbeville, Alabama to Yabba Abba Day. And I don't know how they come up with that name.
It's
It's
a
a
good one.
Jerry Steen is going to be down, and they've asked us to come down, and Denny's going to get all the old boys and come up, and we're going to have quite a show there. We want everybody to come out to that. And then that Saturday night after that show, Jerry Steen is having a reunion of all his old Starlighters. And that's going to be at the American Legion in Ozark, Alabama, starting at 8 o'clock with little Robert Hammock and hopefully Verl Peters, Danny Barefoot, B.J. Taylor, and all the boys that work with the Starlighters. Well, through the years after I left, I think, in 73, but I ain't going to talk much about that because I know how old I am. But
Wait a minute, I'll tell you.
But anyway, it's always great to see Denny and his wife Elke, and we have a lot of good times when I go down to Dothan to see them, and we every now and then get to pick down there. But I appreciate him coming by today and doing this. I've had a lot of requests to get him on, and we're really looking forward to May the 8th and be watching for some other dates. We're trying to tie down a date in Gainesville, Georgia, and also one in Helen, Georgia, with people, and we're trying to get those worked out now. It's a little hard to tie down things right now, but be watching for updates on that. And I appreciate it again, old buddy, and we're going to be looking forward to seeing you May the 8th.
Pleasure working with you. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.